This is Robert Feldman. Or is it Robert Wolf, as he allegedly told one woman? Or Bob White, as he appears on Facebook? A conservative Jew in his mid-50s, as it says on one online dating profile? Or a Reformed Jew in his mid-40s on another? And really, why does any of it matter? Here's why. Because this is also Robert Feldman, murder suspect.
He contacted me through JDate.
He seemed genuine.
Stephanie Shoemaker.
He was very charming.
And Tracy Fagan.
He seemed really nice. He was interested in me as a person.
Don't know each other, but they say they each went on one date with Robert Feldman, completely unaware of what had happened to his wife, Stacy. It was March 1st, 2015. Robert Feldman called 911, saying he'd found his wife in the bathtub unresponsive. Stacy Feldman, a mother of two and a prominent member of Denver's Jewish community, was dead. The circumstances shrouded in mystery. Denver's medical examiner ruled the cause of Stacy Feldman's death cannot be determined. Then an outside doctor brought in by detectives years later concluded it was strangulation or suffocation, a homicide. In 2018, police arrested Robert Feldman. His trial on a murder charge is now set for September. It's getting a lot of attention in his neighborhood. There will likely be a battle of experts over the cause of death. Also likely, a focus on Robert Feldman's relationship with women, before and after his wife's death. The star witness? A woman who says she slept with him after meeting him on Tinder, believing he was divorced. Then she became suspicious, learned he was married, and revealed the affair to Stacy Feldman, just hours before Stacy's mysterious death.
There was a pool in his community, is what he had said, and then we were going to go to dinner.
It sounded like an innocuous first date to Stephanie, who met Feldman in a grief counseling class after his wife's death. After arriving,
I found out the pool is in his backyard. So almost instantly I felt like there was something off when I got there, but I thought maybe I was just overreacting.
As time passed, she says there was talk about how secluded the pool was. And then she says he led her upstairs. That's where she alleges Robert Feldman sexually assaulted her.
At that point, I just was in survival mode. It was like I wasn't even there. It was happening, but I wasn't in my body when all that was happening. Just had to do what I needed to get out.
A few weeks later, she reported the incident to the police. No charges were filed.
It was a very typical get-to-know-you first date. We took a walk with my two dogs for about an hour.
It was early 2019 in a park just around the corner from Feldman's home. She knew him as Bob, knew he was widowed. After that first date, they stayed in touch. She says Feldman pressed her for a second date, and she suggested meeting for a drink.
He kept referring to coming over his house and making me dinner, and that's not really what I consider appropriate for a second date.
So she asked, why can't we just meet for a cocktail?
And he said, well, I have some legal troubles and I'm not allowed to leave the house.
Legal troubles? She typed Robert, Denver, house arrest into a Google search.
The 9 News article and lots of other articles came up. Couldn't believe it.
She cut off all contact. Stephanie and Tracy are not alone. 9 Wants to Know has spoken with other women who went out with Feldman. They declined to go on camera. And while numerous court documents in the case are sealed, prosecutors have signaled that they're going after Feldman's alleged history of infidelity, evidence regarding a domestic violence case, and maybe even the sexual assault report by Stephanie.
I'm glad I followed my intuition and didn't go over there.
I wish I would have went with my gut instinct and left when I knew something was not right.
It is scary.
I really don't want any other woman to be in that situation.
In September, it'll be up to a jury to decide just who Robert Feldman is and answer the most important question of all. Is he a murderer? Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.